Welcome back, everyone. Today I want to show you how to tie a Purcell Prusik. And this is a very handy little system. It has multiple uses, which I'm going to show after I tie it. But right now, so stick around for that because I like to show what you actually use this stuff for in addition to how to tie it. And if you leave the video early, you're missing out on why we do these things, okay? But anyway, we're going to start with the cordage, and I'm thinking this is about 12 feet long. Looks like about 7 mil maybe. Now, don't get caught up in the length of the cordage because all your Purcells are going to be custom made for a particular application. So this is just the technique for tying it. Based on your body type, body length, what you're using it for, you're going to have different lengths, okay? So don't get caught up in the 12 feet. But typically it is built with cordage. Anywhere from 6 to 7 mil is probably, even 5 mil, is probably your most common sizes, okay? All right, so are we going to tie this? Find both ends, and on one of them, you want to make a nice bite, about 14 inches or so. Grab the other end and put it at the top of your bite. Now take all 3 strands and tie a figure of 8 knot. Okay, so this is an 8 on a bite. Okay, so what you're going to end up is this right here. So the tail's captured in the knot. It's not going anywhere. The other tail's over here, and you have a nice bite. Okay, so that's step 1. And that's looking a little ugly here, but it's not going anywhere. If it bothers you, the way it looks, just retie it. But strong enough. Okay. All right. So let's find the center of the big loop we've created, and that's going to be where my thumb is. Now, what we want to do here is we want to tie a Prusik knot that's going to be attached to the 2 strands here, okay, creating an adjustable loop. And the easy way of doing that is to put it over the back of your hand, and you're going to use your thumb and your pinky, and you're going to start wrapping 3 times, okay? Same way. Okay, just like that. Put your pinky and your thumb together. Take this part here and bring it back over. Okay. And put your 2 loops together. And I got short, fat fingers, so it's a little difficult for me, but stick your other finger through there, and what you've created, hopefully you can visualize that, is a Prusik knot. Okay, now we're going to keep it loose because we got to slide this whole assembly through the center. Okay, so just make it nice and big like that. Take this other end and slide the whole thing through. And make sure you don't drop your loops. Okay, we can put that down. And then we can find our 2 ends here. So right now, what you've got is a very ugly Prusik knot that needs to be dressed, okay? So just grab it and pull a little bit tight. And we're going to start dressing this knot. So we know the 2 strands are in the center, okay? And it's going to be on the end. And just keep working it until it gets snug. Okay, go ahead and set your knot. Okay, so now we have created the Purcell Prusik. Okay, we've got 2 loops down here on itself, and then we got a loop at the top. Okay, so now that we've created this thing, what do we do with it? Well, one use for it is for an edge tender. Okay, so imagine you're on the edge of a cliff and you're the edge tender. You're monitoring operations over the edge of the cliff, and you want adjustability to and from the cliff. Okay, so we can clip that in here. We take these 2 loops, clip it into our harness. Okay, now I've got adjustability. Okay, so if I need to go further, all I got to do is take this Prusik and advance it. Okay, all right, and that allows me adjustability in and out away from the cliff edge. Now if I want to take up, okay, so that alone gives me at least 2 feet, 3 feet of adjustment. And I'm safely on a system to where I can't fall off that cliff. Okay. All right, so that's one way of using this. Another way is to use it to climb rope with. Okay, and we can take this loop right here we've created, and we can create a Prusik onto the rope. And this loop is a little small I created, so probably only get a double out of it instead of a triple. Okay, so that's a good lesson to learn though. I mean, if this is all custom made, so if it's not the right size, you can make it bigger. Okay, all right, so there's a Prusik onto the rope, and these 2 loops create a foothold if you want to climb rope. And if you make this short enough, based upon the length of your leg, you can cinch this all the way down, and you can put it onto your foot and cinch it on top of your foot. So you don't have to worry about your foot coming out of this loop. Okay. Now, obviously, this is really long. This would not work. So again, remember the Purcell Prusik is highly adjustable to whatever you need it to do. Okay, so there's something else you could do with it. Now, we can also, once in this position, this can also be used as a bridle for a litter or a Stokes basket. Okay, so imagine you had 4 of these right here, and they all came to a central point. Now, they wouldn't be on a rope like this, but all came to a central point, and you had your master point with your interlocking bowlines. This could be part of a system for a cheap and easy to tie bridle for a Stokes basket. Okay, and let's get this off. So I don't want to confuse you. This is okay. So again, this is probably much shorter for that application, but imagine this is into a central point with 3 others equalizing on a litter. Okay, so it's a third use for this particular piece of equipment. And the last one is just having an adjustable sling for a low angle. Okay, so if you had this in your master point on your low angle 2-rope system, you could, sort of like we did with the lanyard, it just allows you to move up and down your system to get in that sweet spot when you're carrying a Stokes basket or a litter in a low angle to steep angle environment. So, but anyway, a lot of people will carry these. They'll have a little system, they'll bunch it up, and they'll keep it on their harness whenever they're on rope, because this will get you out of a lot of problems, potentially. So it's a good system to know, and it's a great little device. So anyway, This is the Purcell Prusik, and learn it. It's worth learning, and I hope this helps you, and I'll see you on the next video.